Hello, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair with unusual video today for a TV repair guy for me. Today I'm working on 3 batteries. It's a full battery pack. It's more than 3 batteries. It's a Enerdel batteries for food truck or something like that. Those are trucks that were developed by Mercedes, and they're just mobile kitchens powered by this engine of 3 batteries of 17 kilowatts each for a total of 50 kilowatt, combined with 2 bell inverters that are used for charging or output. They can produce 120, 240, 12, and 24 volts. Perfect for a mobile thing. And I got to get quite some experience here, and we'll probably be making other videos later on as to how to handle some problems with those and how to replace this controller to accommodate the use of those batteries for other applications, and so that you're not limited. But today's video is not about that. It is over the course of the past several months, I happened to gain some significant experience handling those. I wanted to share this because I'm sure there are users out there that will be facing some of the problems and that we've had here, and we've overcome and resolved. First, why do I like those batteries? Because they're so extremely modular. They're unlike any other commercial grade battery that I have seen so far. Granted, I have not seen a lot, but I have seen some batteries for Toyota hybrids. I have seen some batteries for electric smart car by Mercedes. I have seen the Tesla batteries, and all of those are made so that they're practically unserviceable. The Bosch, the Mercedes cars, they do have a spot welding that is just absolutely impossible. Well, okay, I was unable, and the friends that I work with were unable to replicate at home to repair them. Tesla, don't even get me started. They're totally made unrepairable. They're full and encapsulated, and you have to literally break them to get to anything there. And there are pros and cons to that. But this is serviceable down to the lowest possible level. Each one of those 17 kilowatts batteries is made of 4 packs. Those 4 packs are made of individual cells with BMS that is built in inside, and you can get down to battery level and just replace this when it's bad. And there are different indications of why those are bad, and there are different ways the whole system is bluffed. This is one that we replaced a month ago in the other pack, which wasn't starting. And this one today, we're going to be solving a problem where it turns on the fans after maybe 20 minutes of use. It just gets a signal for overheating and starts running the fans, which are pretty loud. The system otherwise works. It still is powering on, but it bothers me. And looking at the control messages, we can see that it's complaining from a temperature rise. We don't know from which one of those batteries it comes, but we're going to be running on the assumption that if there is a bad cell, it's going to result on the lowest voltage on that particular pack. And those packs, I mean, I can talk for hours about this. This video is just the first video I do on the subject, and it wasn't planned or organized or in any way otherwise structured. They have plus minus that come. Those two are connected in series, and the output is here. So the output of those two, it just comes minus plus or whatever. It's marked there under those. So this is the minus, and this is the plus, and then those two, and then they are connected in parallel through external junctions with a relay and everything. And this is how the high output voltage is created. And there's a way and logic of how those are being started on the whole line in series, and there's got to be protection that needs to go through all of them in order for the circuit to check in. And I'm going to be talking another day for all of that. Today, all I'm saying is we're going to be taking one of those and taking it out, and we're going to be taking the one with the lowest voltage, which happens to be this one based on the measurements that we got off the panels. And I wanted to say that if you want to do anything like that, if you want to work on those batteries, I have a friend here who has been working way more than I have on those, and the first thing that he heavily imposed on me and basically made it unconditional is security first, because you can only make one mistake when working with high voltage DC. And I've been hit by 110 or 200, whatever, rectified every now and then from power supplies, often enough in my life. Of course, you don't like it, and luckily it hasn't been fatal, but 200 volt DC, let alone 380 as those boys are, you only have one mistake in your life. So whenever you work on those, and that's what I actually wanted to start with in this video, is number one, always wear gloves. Number two, if you can, put long sleeves so that you don't accidentally touch something. Like today, it's relatively warm here, and your body is producing some evaporation. You're more conductive than usual. You can accidentally touch something while working on something here and there. So I am used not to working such things because I use low voltage air conditioning room and everything. But this friend of mine told me he had once dropped a wrench in one of those batteries to see a wrench get red and start evaporating. Luckily, it didn't get on fire the house, but you get the idea. So always use that. Number two, to take out this, I know what, sorry, we'll have to take this one. I believe that was the lowest voltage. 44.9, no, it's going to be this, the last one. So to take out that, and the other, it was this one. To take out that, we will very gradually take out of the connections out of the way, because some of the bolts that need to be unscrewed are under here, and they're going to be difficult to reach. Get the proper tools, spend that extra 1 hour if you have to take the cell out, and get a deep, straight tool that wouldn't have you reaching and poking around, because again, one accidental connection can be the end of your adventures. In the worst case scenario, in a better case scenario, you may just get something on fire, like a tool, like the house or everything like that. Those are doable by a single person, but to take these out, I suggest you bring a friend or have a small crane or something. It's going to be easier to pull. They're relatively heavy. We take them out in pairs, meaning 2 people to take one module out. I may follow up with another video on more detail taken apart. It wasn't my intent to show how we take it apart. I'm not particularly good at those. I will be focusing more on how to make the outside world manipulation of those once they're serviced. But I will leave you with those. If you work on those, take the precaution. Well, hope you got some good advice. Sorry if it wasn't too much. Maybe I will follow up later with more. Bye for now.